Hello, everybody. Adam Contos here with AC Live at RE/MAX World Headquarters in Denver, Colorado. We're here on Facebook Live right now, so shout out to everybody that's joining us live. If not, we'll see you on the recording here. So anyhow, we've got an exciting show for you here today, and in order to help me introduce that exciting show, I've got my co-host, the illustrious, the tall, handsome Pete Crow.
Thanks, Adam. What's going on, RE/MAX? How you doing today? Thanks for having me today, Adam, so we could talk a little bit about booj.
Glad to have you here.
Hey, we got one other person.
Who's that?
Tyler, the tallest, most intelligent person on the screen today.
Smartest guy in the room.
Straight out of booj, heads up product development for them. Plus, if you want to know anything about mobile, this is your guy as well. So thanks, Tyler, for joining us.
Thanks a lot for having me, guys. Super excited to be here.
Glad to have you here, Tyler. And also, welcome to our Facebook Live audience. I'm going to pitch it over to Kayla. What do you got going on?
Hey, Adam. Yeah, thanks. And we already have a few people joining us live. It looks like Dennis Murphy, Jan Young. Oh, I see Jeremy. Hey, RE/MAX Socialites representing. And for those of you who don't know who I am, again, my name is Kayla Roof. I am your social sensei here at RE/MAX World Headquarters. And today I'm going to help monitor this Facebook Live by feeding your questions live to Adam, Pete, and Tyler. And to encourage you all to ask questions live throughout the segment, we are giving away this sweet booj Yeti coffee mug. So any person that asks a question live today, either by commenting on the stream below or by tweeting us using the hashtag ACLive, will be entered to win this booj Yeti coffee mug again, and we'll announce later today. With that, I'm going to kick it back on over to Adam. Adam, let's give the people what they want.
Thank you, Kayla. And I have tested the booj Yeti coffee mug. It's very Yeti, pretty spectacular, and very booj at that as well. So anyhow, we've got a lot to cover today. It's an interesting industry that everybody's in right now. You know, it's over the past decade, we've gone through all sorts of changes. A lot of people like to call it disruption. One of the big ones is technology. That's something we hear regularly in this space. Some people say, we got all the technology. And sometimes they're just saying that. They really don't. So what we're here to talk about is where's the technology going? Where's it been? How it's going to evolve, and how that pertains to RE/MAX and our acquisition of booj. The reality is, 10 years ago, people were still going, this technology thing, we still need to do newspaper ads. And I got news for you, there are still people out there doing newspaper ads, but we're not anymore. We're involved in the technology and the evolution of that. So we're super excited to address this issue head on today. So Pete, what have we done to address this issue? What do you think? We made an acquisition recently.
Yeah.
February,
That's
right?
the reason Tyler's sitting right here next to us today.
Absolutely.
But to your point, when you think about where everything's going in life, and again, it's cross-industry. It doesn't really matter what industry. If you're ordering something off of Amazon or ordering up an Uber or even ordering your groceries and they're showing up at your doorstep, or you're picking them up in the parking lot and they're bringing them to your door, it doesn't matter. The consumer wants that online experience, and that's all delivered through technology. At the end of the day, what we're trying to do is create the best online and offline experience.
That's right.
That's how we win. And right now, we've got the best offline experience. You know who those are? That's the RE/MAX network. That's every RE/MAX agent out there. Twice as productive, experienced, knowledgeable. That's how we win offline, that relationship that the agents already have. But online, that's where booj comes in. That's why we found the best out there to make sure we've got the best-in-class online experience.
Awesome. And Tyler, again, welcome. You're a boozer, right?
I am a boozer. That's what we call ourselves, yep.
What is a boozer?
So a boozer, the way we put it is something with a creative spirit that's willing to push the boundaries. And a comparison we always use is like the Goonies, right? I'm sure you guys have seen the Goonies movies. And what we love about that is just a bunch of misfits that are trying to do something better, trying to do something great. And we've always kind of had that attitude when we're at booj. And we embody that in everything we do. And that's kind of what we think makes booj and makes each of our boojers.
And boojers are people that are lucky enough to work at booj, right?
At booj, yeah.
So what is booj?
So booj is a technology company, and we've been around for about 12 years at this point, and we're real estate focused. We really understand the industry, and we've done a lot to push the technology of real estate forward. And like I said, we're a bunch of creative people that see what's going on in the industry and want to make sure to leave our mark and make sure to pass the buck and push the line a little bit forward.
Awesome. And you guys are always involved in constant evolution, right?
Yeah, it's something we focus on. I mean, if it's technology, how can you not be, right? You got to stay three steps ahead of what's coming out right now, and we pride ourselves on that. We do a lot of investment into trying to look towards the future and see what technology holds, especially in the real estate space.
And that you do a lot of that through your talent. I was able to visit booj headquarters quite a few times, and I almost got run over by a guy riding a hoverboard.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of that around there. That's what you're speaking to there is the culture, and the culture comes from the people. You nailed it. You bought the people that come in there that make the company what it is. Something I always say when we're onboarding new people is, I don't hire code monkeys. I don't hire people to follow directions. I want your brain. I want you to come in and put your mark on what we're doing here, and it's really what's allowed us to stay competitive in the market.
That's awesome. Super competitive market. So why did we select booj? Pete, you were a big part of that.
Well, again, I mean, we said, listen, we want to be best in class in the online experience because we know that's where the consumer lives today. I mean, that's where they're always going to continue to go. That's where they start their search. That's just innate in us. Again, across industry, doesn't matter what you're doing in life. And so as we looked at that, you start to look at the landscape, and we looked at technology companies inside and outside real estate. You were part of that. We were sitting at many tables, many calls, and many conversations. And next thing you know, we find these guys right up the street from us, about 5-6 miles north, right?
Yeah.
Now, the office is a little different. There's a few more dogs running around your building than our building.
Yeah, we got a lot of them.
How many dogs do you have there?
So to give you some perspective, we're at a little over 80 right now, and we have 27 dogs.
27 dogs?
Booj hounds.
Yeah, booj hounds, yeah.
Does it get noisy there when somebody rings the doorbell?
Rolling deep. It does get a little noisy. Yeah, they'll just hush downstairs and start trying to bark, see what's going on.
That's awesome. Hey, Kayla, I hear we have some questions starting to come in.
Absolutely, yes we do. It looks like, again, people are getting pretty excited about this booj Yeti coffee mug, and we want people to ask questions. This is up for grabs. Adam, you have one up there too,
I
right?
do, I love it.
It's
Yep.
amazing. So the first question is actually an advanced question that we got from the social media at remax.com email address. It's from Tabitha Wewell with Remax Beyond in Northfield, Ohio. She asks, I'm wondering if booj will have a company-wide way to share coming soon listings across MLS boards. She goes on to say, we're seeing other companies use this marketing tool, claiming that they have a company-wide system where a Pennsylvania agent can alert an Ohio agent of a coming soon listing across boards. Great question. Adam? Pete?
Hey, I'll jump in. So from that side, and Tyler can definitely talk about the technology, but at the end of the day, the power of the network is the network. I mean, that's why you're part of the Remax network. The most productive network on the planet is to be able to share leads back and forth, share that knowledge, that experience back and forth. And again, going back to the technology enabling that, hence where booj comes in, because they've been able to do that for their client base. As Tyler said, I mean, you guys have been doing this for a dozen years.
Yeah.
A lot of agents on the platform today that are doing these things inter-office, cross-state. What do you think in the technology?
Yeah, so one of the things our platform offers that's great for what this question alludes to is the idea of having custom data store listings within there. So, agents have the ability to go up and put listings that aren't necessarily come from the MLS boards. You can share internally and beyond.
Of course, local regulations differ when it comes to, that type of a listing. So
Absolutely.
Those are part of the rule sets that we kind of work through when it comes to MLS to MLS.
Right,
and things
build
like
in.
that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So, Pete, a big question that we hear is, when is the Remax network going to start to see rollout of the booj platform and different components of that?
The $1 million question. Everybody's ready for
That's
it, which
right.
I love. Everybody's excited. They're
I want
pumped
it
up.
yesterday.
Yeah, that's right. But it's great. In terms of, I love the excitement in the network in terms of how pumped up people are to get their hands on the product. The first thing we want them to get their hands on is the process. And, it's going back to your original question of, as we were looking around the landscape, looking for a partner in crime on the technology side, you can always get obsessed with the technology and does it do this better than that one, and the comparisons you can get sucked into. But as Tyler and I we talk about almost every day in terms of how we're developing the product going forward, it's the people and the process is what drives technology. Because technology it's always changing. It's never static. And so you've got to have the right people and you've got to have the right process. And that's why we fell in love with these guys, because they've got exceptional people, tech ninjas sitting over there, but they are technologists and they're obsessed with the process. And that process for us is engaging with the RE/MAX network, engaging all the RE/MAX agents and owners out there, making sure we deliver something that represents them and how they live and drive their business, a product that can grow with their business. Whether you're an agent just starting off, you got that core product, maybe now you're a team of 2, team of 10, that's the product we're building right now. And again, that takes time. That's a process, that we're going through and engaging with the RE/MAX community to do that. But that's something you guys have been doing for a long time. And again, why we fell in love with you guys.
Absolutely. We have a saying internally, which is that we're great nerds, right? We know technology, we stay on top of it, but we rely on you guys to tell us what we need.
Right.
That comes from a brokerage level, it comes from an agent level, it comes from a customer level. And it's really the marriage of all three of those things and developing with that in mind that helps us set the difference with what we're doing technology-wise.
That's awesome. So the expectations of the customer, the expectations of the agent, the brokerage, the team, all of those continue to evolve as the marketplace changes, as new technology ideas are implemented out there. Because an idea is fantastic. Somebody can come and say, hey, can it do this? But that's got to be built and then fit into the different platforms that it interrelates with, and how the data processes through that, things like that.
Right.
So that's
and another, I think a key thing for all of our great RE/MAX agents out there is, again, digging a little more into that process is what we call alpha and beta. And that's going to be different. We just haven't done that before. This whole process is going to feel different to everybody. You're going to feel better because of the engagement level. So when we get into alpha, we're going to have a core group of users, and they're going to get into the product, and they're going to break it, and we're going to fix it, and they're going to break it, and we're going to fix it. And by we fix it, he's going to fix it.
We're going to fix it.
But then we're going to get into beta, and it's going to be a better product. And we're going to break it again, we're going to fix it, and then we're going to break it less, and we're going to evolve the product. But the whole point is we're engaged, we're sitting down together, and we're working through this together to build and evolve this product. And that's the process we're in right now.
So this is kind of by agents for agents,
Yeah.
by
And
brokers
that's RE/MAX right there.
for agents, things like that. That's truly what RE/MAX, the foundation of RE/MAX is originally from. It's what does the agent need, instead of us just going and buying something off the shelf and going, here you go. And that doesn't solve really the challenges that are going on, because most technology products, they take months, year plus, whatever to develop, and then they're like last week's,
Yeah, obsolete.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So we're actively involved in gathering information, requirements, specifications, dreams, ideas, things like that.
Most important sometimes.
Right, from the field, to incorporate those into, you look at just in the past 6 months how much what's happening in our industry has changed.
Yeah.
So we have to be nimble. The best way to be nimble is to have a platform.
I think, Tyler, to that point, why don't you tell these guys about, again, we're talking about the process we're going through now to get this platform, what we call the platform, together for RE/MAX that we can iterate on. But you want to talk about kind of the releases and what you guys do to, iterate on the product all the time.
Yeah, iteration is the key, right? And when we talked about involving all these different layers of people inside the product, that's an ever-evolving process. You can't stop once it's live, right? If we're doing continuous releasing on this, if we're constantly refining those products, that's going to give you guys the best experience. And not just from a technology standpoint, but as the industry evolves, the technology has to keep up with what the needs are for everyone. You're never going to know that unless that feedback loop, as we call it, is continually evolving with us as the technologists and the agents and the brokerages alike.
Right.
Very cool. So how does this, we have another question coming in. Kayla, what do you got for us?
Absolutely. Our next question comes from Rick Cantor with RE/MAX Advantage Realty in Columbia. He asks, will booj be in a position to direct the same or greater number of hits to remax.com? And will they then do a better job of creating lead funnel to get vetted leads directly to agents through Lead Street? Thoughts?
Ooh, I'd love to jump in on this.
Go for it, Pete.
Man, you think about where we're at today, so we'll call it about 90 to 95 million visits.com today,
Right.
number 7.
7 on the internet.
Yep, number 7, which is strong.
Number one real estate brand on the web. On the
That's right.
internet,
Yeah, real estate franchise brand on the
Franchise
web,
brand,
number
right.
1. And so for us, listen, we always want to be better. So do we want more traffic? Absolutely. And so from that is, how do we reach the consumer? How do we create a more meaningful experience online? That is going to be remax.com. Generating more leads. The key is then, this is where Tyler can jump in terms of that core product, that CRM behind, is cultivating the lead. Because what we see is we'll generate a lot of leads today, but you have to be able to cultivate that lead going forward. So yes, more traffic, yes, more leads, cultivation.
Yeah, and it really comes down to getting tool sets that are meaningful to the cultivation process, right? And that's again where that idea of coming back, figuring out what works to do those things, and building technology around that process makes sense to do.
Right on.
So, when you talk about user experience, how that lead generation, lead flow, not only on the consumer side, but on the agent side is important. Talk to us a little bit about user experience when it comes to.
User experience is something that really set us apart early on, right? And we do this from one very simple approach, data. We gather tons of data on how the user experience is going. We do A/B testing, we put products out there, we iterate on them, and you learn everything from that data. That's how we get those personas of what our users are looking for. That's how we start to understand user behavior. And all of our usability is really driven by that same principle. Great.
So this is incredibly important to the RE/MAX network. The key piece of this is customer experience to the agent, experience to the consumer, experience to the broker, and how that filters through to create obviously more business leads, things like that, as well as a great deal of business efficiency. Because let's face it, technology does two things. It generates business and helps you do that business. So that's really what we're heavily focused on here. What kind of tools can we expect to see from booj? Can the RE/MAX affiliates expect to see from booj during that rollout?
Yeah, I'd start, based on that last question, you got to start at the top of the funnel, and that's the website side. So if you think about office, team, agent websites, and making sure we've got a beautiful, or as Ito would say, elegant product out there, and that it's it. You need a beautiful product out there. That consumer experience matters. Again, people are used to seeing these beautiful websites. We're going to have the same and be able to deliver at the office, the team, and the agent level. And so be able to generate those leads and then bring it in on the back end. We'll have that core product. We call the center of the eye, so to speak, with the CRM, marketing tools, social integration, all there. And again, it comes down to that integrated experience you guys have built over the last 10 years.
10 years, and we call it the ecosystem, right? And I think something that's always put our platform in its own league is the fact that when you're talking about CRM, when you're talking about that lead generation, when you're talking about the front-end consumer portion of it, all these pieces talk to each other, and the power of having everything in the platform that communicates like that and is built iteratively together and evolves together, it's just beyond anything you could get with a segmented solution like that.
That's true. You think about what agents are running their business today, and listen, we've talked to hundreds of agents already and surveyed thousands more, and we know at the end of the day that somebody's logging into our CRM, now they're logging into transaction management, now they're going to their internet to grab some documents. It's just as Tyler said, it's fractured, it's fragmented, it's fractured out there. And so what does that reduce? Efficiency. And what are we in the business of being? More efficient, more productive, trying to deliver the best experience possible to the agent and the consumer. And so that's what the technology is able to deliver, what booj has developed, and we're evolving today.
That's one of the cool things that I've noticed about how booj operates is that complete integration. And I think about when and we travel a lot on business, and I get to an airport and I have to pull up like the United app, and I have to pull up like Seat Guru, and then I have to pull up the Gate Guru, and then I got to pull up the airport app, and then I'm flipping over to my email to find my check-in number. You go too many places to find too many things, and you just want one place.
Yeah.
Is that kind of what we're looking for
I think you nailed it. You do just want one place. And more to the point, when you're bouncing between these different applications and you have an idea on how the flow should work, if they're not talking to each other, there's never going to be an evolution together, right? So the biggest part that we offer with the ecosystem is to say, hey, I need my website to do this so I can cultivate my lead like this. And having the power to see the end-to-end portion of how the technology works to do those types of things, that's really the power you get from it.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. Kayla, what are we looking at for questions here?
Yeah, our next question actually comes from Brian with RE/MAX Select in Westfield, New Jersey. He explains, when a RE/MAX agent lists a client's property, we're seeing many different brokerages rank ahead of us on a Google search of this property. For example, it looks like his office is consistently seeing Coldwell Banker ahead of them in rankings on their listings. So the question is, moving forward, what is the plan to combat this challenge, and what technology will booj be cultivating to keep us competitive in this aspect?
All right. Well, I'll toss it over to Tyler a little
Well,
bit.
you know, I mean,
Pete,
I
what do you
think,
guys got?
You know, if you think about Remax.com, think about the other sites out there, whether you're talking about Zillow or Redfin. I mean, they have one site, right? We have Remax.com, but then we have thousands of other agent and office sites. And so a big piece of this is, as we were talking about before, fractured, fragmented, bringing that all together. You know, you're going to continue to have your unique experience, your unique look, because you are a unique brand in of yourself as an agent or an office. So allowing that, but within, as Tyler said, that ecosystem, you know, that web ecosystem. So then we get the power of all that through Remax.com, be able to climb higher in terms of search, you know. So because again, where's everybody starting? They're starting search, they're starting online, and that's where we've got to be having that best online experience. The other piece of it though is content.
Absolutely, and something that we've always focused on with our platform is being able to give you the tools to curate that content, right? There's no better results you're going to get from an SEO level when you're talking about properties or areas if you guys come in there as the experts to talk about those blog posts through custom content pages like that. So part of our tool set has always been focused around empowering agents and brokerages to be able to curate this content. You know, no one else is going to know the market like you do. No one else is going to know the areas that you serve like you do. So if we can give you guys the tools to come up and put your forethought in there, it's going to be a better solution at the end of the day.
Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, if think about it, like we can take it here, but to Tyler's point, if they can generate all this content at the local level, they're going to take it here, and that's when you start showing up at the top of the search.
So let me kind of sum this up here, because I mean I'm an amateur tech geek myself when it comes to, you know, trying to understand SEO and things like that. And frankly, you know, we made some massive shifts very recently around you know, digital marketing, to really push a great deal of web traffic, which also helps, you know, Google go, oh man, this is a busy site, to implement a lot of video, a lot of the digital marketing. A lot of people are pushing you know, links out to their social media through you know, some of the social content that we're providing. But ultimately, it comes down to us providing the platform that makes it more convenient for our agents and our brokers to contribute. We're going to activate our network and give everybody a better, easier opportunity and flow of writing about their community, posting videos about their community, you know, engaging with that listing information and about you know, the agent page and the brokerage page and things like that, or the different sites, so they can increase SEO, because SEO just doesn't happen. It's contributed to, but we have to make it easy to contribute to. And then we have to ask you guys out there in the Remax network to use this and to activate this, because I mean, let's face it, you're sitting at Starbucks waiting for a client to show up or something like that. You can write 3 or 4 sentences about your community. I'm sitting at the Starbucks up here at the corner. Wow, there's a lot going on here. You know, there's guys over here talking about the politics. We just elected our new city council. They're repaving the streets, whatever. That stuff all adds up, and Google loves it, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think the more that you can put out there on a digital level, that you understand the community, that you're a part of it and see what's going on, you're going to get better results at the end of the day. I mean, we've seen, you know, agents that come and talk about garage sales they're doing, or neighborhoods that are being developed, and just that content getting clicked on from people Google searching gets more and more authority back to that domain. More authority you get back to the domain, the better the SEO is going to be.
Excellent. And our goal is to put the ease in the platform of doing so.
Yeah.
Awesome. So agents and brokers, where can you get more information on this stuff? Well, there's a Above Magazine article. I think we have a link somewhere for that. There's I think it lists 4 things about booj. And also you can email booj@remax.com with any of the questions that you have, and you'll get a response from us at that. Kayla, I think it's time for the lightning round.
Heck yeah, on to the lightning round. So we're going to answer as many questions as possible in as quickly amount of a time as we can. And the first question is a long one, guys, so buckle up. Here we go. Frankie Chapa with Remax North in San Antonio, Texas. Although we're super impressed with the new updates to Design Center, thank you, Frankie, The area we still feel we are a little behind in is the lead street system when we look at other CRMs integrated with websites. Our office has gone ahead and purchased Commissions Inc. to help our agents with a more advanced CRM that includes landing pages, text, email reminders, and more. So the question is, do you think that with the help of booj, we will be looking at a CRM website that is comparable to ones like Commissions Inc.?
Lightning round, quick answers. Big question though. I've seen the iterations of booj's capability with CRM. My answer, yes. Guys, what do you think?
I have a thumbs up to that.
I'm going to go double that down.
All right. Yeah, I mean, that is one of the key strengths of this network. With booj, they build a world-class CRM. So, yes, that is something we're very excited about.
All right, next question. Are there any examples of booj created websites? This one comes from Michael Jones of Remax Greensboro.
Tyler.
Yeah, we do. Throughout the 12 years that we've been here, we've got a lot of brokerages nationwide. We're in, I think, over 20 markets these days. So there's a lot of great examples out there. I'm sure a lot in your backyard.
Throw us out a couple names.
So here in Denver, we do Kentwood Real Estate's website here. Some of the guys that are pretty engaged and help build the platform we are today. Ebby out of Dallas, Texas does a really great job. Houlihan Lawrence out of New York and Connecticut do another really great job. And it's really from the power of all of these brokerages that has gotten us to the platform that we have today.
Yeah, it's interesting. We always talk about good agents in the network, good in our network in Remax, good top producers. These are a lot of the agents that the Remax agents sit across the table and do business with. We're talking about some quality brokerages out there have engaged booj, and I mean that's one of the reasons why we looked at booj when we heard about you guys is the caliber of people that you deal with, and we thought that was quite reflective of our intent in the industry. And we've got some amazing brokers. We're the home of the top producer. You guys are the best out there. We love you, and we wanted to bring quality technology to you. So, right. Kayla, you got any others for us?
Oh yes, I do. The next question comes from Joe Gibbon of Remax First Choice Realtors in New Jersey. Will this replace Homes.com?
Joe, good question. Pete, what do you got for us?
Yeah, from a lead street perspective, again, I suppose the contact management, we're going to have a fully integrated agent suite for you guys. And that's really going to be, again, trying to bring that lead, cultivate it so you can grow your business. And all, as Tyler said, integrated into one solution. So again, we will be bringing that product to the table for all the agents, Remax agents out there. So
yep.
Yeah, there will be a replacement there.
Yep. Yeah. So I mean, the intent is for this to be our customer-facing, agent-facing technology suite that handles your websites, your lead generation, your CRM, the marketing. I mean, we talked about getting everything together in one place to work it. So yes, Joe, the answer is yes.
Next question. If this company, booj, has been around for 12 years and already has user products being used by agents, they're wondering why can't they plug into these right now?
That's a great question. And Tyler, fill in here, but everything is custom built for each different brand that it was created for, and custom built to those specs. And you guys have 40 different platforms out there, all custom built. And that's what we're doing right now for Remax, is custom built.
Absolutely. Something that's always been a differentiator for us was that idea of customization, right? There's many off-the-shelf products, and that really comes down to the leadership of the company. When the guys first started it, they knew that they wanted to do something different, and that came around understanding each marketplace and understanding what the customizations mean to that marketplace. And that's really helped differentiate us from anyone else out there who's offering the types of platforms we are.
Yep, absolutely. So it is purpose-built. Remax's platform is purpose-built for Remax, based upon Remax needs, the agents, the teams, the brokers, and what you say we need. Okay, Kayla, what do you got?
So this is actually the last question of the lightning round. How does this different from advertising on Zillow or Homes.com? This question comes from Patty with Remax Westside in Houston.
Well, in terms of advertising, again, if you think about your core business, we're going to drive all that traffic we can to your agent and office site and Remax.com as well. As you said, a big switch for us in terms of the digital marketing space a couple years ago, and to be honest, we keep pushing even harder in that direction. on the digital space because we can generate awareness and leads at the same time. Then there's the integration piece. You know, over time, we're going to build out that partner, that ecosystem, as Tyler talked about, on those partnerships to allow the agents from one space to be able to build their business, and that's going to include advertising. Again, core product out of the gate, we're looking at agent office sites, that core CRM, and some of the surrounding product on the marketing side, social side, and then over time building out those integration pieces from an advertising perspective with our key strategic partners.
Awesome. Thank you to Pete and Tyler, you know, my eloquent co-host here, and our guest.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, right on. Thanks.
Member of the crew. We need a basketball team.
They're pretty tall.
Yeah, no kidding. So anyhow, great to have them here today. By the way, brokers, don't forget, Broker Owner Conference, Washington, D.C., August 19th through 21st. You can register through CVent. I think we send out links all the time, but make sure you get registered. It's going to be an amazing conference. We are going to talk even more about booj and technology and the integration. And also, next time on our Facebook Live, AC Live, we're going to be talking about our different inclusion programs. Kayla, tossing it over to you. What do you got?
Yeah, so multicultural programs like NAREP, NOGLREP, and ARIA. And we're going to be talking about why they're important for your business with co-host Adam, you're the host, Senior Vice President of Business Alliances, Mike Reagan. So be sure to tune in there on July 26th. And if you have any questions for Adam in advance talking about our multicultural programs, please email us at socialmedia@remax.com. Adam, let's wrap it up.
Hey, thank you, Kayla, and thanks for all you guys are doing over there behind the monitors and the board. Technology, an amazing thing. It helps empower the agent. It helps empower the consumer. Ultimately, what it boils down to is what do we do with it? So with our integration of booj, our very tight-knit, close relationship with them, we see them on a daily basis. We are actively involved in building the best technology platform for this marketplace, for you as an agent, team leader, team member, or broker. It's about doing the best for you guys. So again, if you have any questions, you can email booj@remax.com, and we will get right to those. And we're looking for people to continuously provide us feedback. You know, what's that secret thing that you've been thinking, oh my gosh, if this happened in the business, it would really change my technology. That's what we're building today. And guess what? We have a lot of capability to be nimble and create some amazing things. So, signing off from RE/MAX headquarters here in Denver, Colorado. Thanks for your time today, and we'll see you next time.